What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be taking you through my top 10 most worn fragrances of 2021. Given that I did my most regrettable purchases, it just made sense for the next video I take you through the fragrances that I loved wearing the most. So let's hop into this list. In at number 10 is probably going to be a bona fide classic in the fragrance community. It's Dior Sauvage. This year I really wore the Eau de Parfum version. In previous years I've really worn the Eau de Toilette, and between the two I still prefer the Eau de Toilette a little bit more. The main thing that you get from Dior Sauvage is that embroxen heavy note, and this is really true about the Eau de Parfum, but it does have this little warmth underneath that people talk about, with the Eau de Toilette really being really bright and citrusy all the way through and metallic, whereas this one has a little bit of reined in, sort of rounded nature to it. In terms of occasions, I usually just wear this to work. I'll wear this out when it's really warm, or maybe sometimes even to the gym. Funny enough, the thing with this scent that I noticed is when I walk by people wearing Sauvage and I know it's Sauvage, I don't tend to compliment them. I notice them, but I don't tend to say much, which has been my experience with this. It does get compliments for me, but not to the extent that you'd think it would. In terms of being played out, this scent is really getting to a point where it is being a bit played out, and I think in the next couple of years you won't be seeing Sauvage worn as much as it is now. Now, funny enough, the next fragrance on this list, I personally don't enjoy that line of fragrances as much, and I remember when I first smelled this fragrance, I didn't like it at all. But at number 9 on my list, it is 1 Million Privé. Now, this has been rumored to be discontinued for a very long time. I've used this a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I would sort of use it every now and then, but really, it's got that cinnamon sweetness that the 1 Million line is known for. Sort of zingy mandarin, and then the tobacco as well in the scent, which makes it very unique, very nice. Not the biggest compliment getter, but definitely something that lasts a very, very, very long time. I have worn this scent and it gives me a good 10 hours. This is one of those scents where I can easily say, you don't need to overspray. This will last a very long time. In terms of occasion, I really know exactly what I'm picturing. I'm picturing denim jackets, you know, maybe a turtleneck, but generally like a white t-shirt, pretty cool guy sort of wearing this type of scent. It's a quite juvenile scent. It's not as middle-aged as some of the fragrance YouTubers make it out to be. I really do think it's a young scent, and I definitely picture somebody with a denim jacket, really cool attitude, living in the moment type of person. And at number 8, we've got a bit of a cult hero, and that's Guerlain's L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum. This scent I bought by accident. I remember I went to the store and I smelled the extreme version that everyone talks about with the plum note and the tobacco, or the plum note and the boozy quality of it. I really liked that, and I got a good deal on a gift pack of this for $100, which is a great deal. I bought it and then I realized that wasn't the scent. It's surprising to me because I expected this to project a little bit more, and I think I would have liked a bit more performance from this scent. But I do sort of get, because the scent profile is so unique, and I wanted more people to smell it. And when people do smell it, they love it. But I think the problem is that when I spray it on 3 or 4 times, nobody's really smelling it. So this is definitely one of those scents where I am having to overspray it, which is part of the reason why I've used so much of the juice. And I'm gonna disagree here with a lot of fragrance YouTubers and say this to me is a casual scent. I don't see this as much of a formal scent at all. I think casually this scent does great and it does wonders. When I have worn it a few times in a formal setting, it felt out of place, and it might be because of the type of collection I have, where I do have a lot of those challenging or animalic type fragrances or earthy fragrances that I wear formally much more than I would wear something like L'Homme Idéal, which is a lot more easy to wear. I haven't worn it as much as the years progressed, but definitely in March and April, this was one of my go-tos. And at number 7 is my favorite fragrance of all time. Number 1, most important, it is my favorite fragrance, Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Really divisive scent. Not everyone likes it. It is definitely one that toes the line between challenging and okay. Earthy and dark is how I describe it. Earthy, dark, mysterious. Those are the 3 words that come to mind when I smell this. It's definitely a scent that you can't choose, but the scent sort of chooses you. For some reason, I've been lucky enough to be able to wear it and be able to call it my own. And whenever I walk into a room, people notice, people tell me that I smell different or I smell good. And this for me is what Dior Homme is to the fragrance apprentice. When my sister came in to smell my collection, this is one of the scents that she was just like, wow. And a lot of people's reaction when they smell it in the air behind you with that sillage and that trail, it's just wow, wow, wow. Surprisingly, you could probably wear this all year round, but I would stick it to like more formal, more dressed up occasions. One of the things that I noticed about this fragrance is if I've had a lot to eat or I've had dessert, I can't wear this scent. If you've eaten dessert or if you've eaten a lot, that night you're not having this scent, mate. And at number 6 is a cheapie. And some of you might be surprised this fragrance is on the list given the fragrances that I've shown you so far. It's actually Nautica Blue. This scent is I don't like the smell too much. It smells very cheap, very synthetic. I know that there's a pineapple note in there, but to me it just smells sort of like clean shower gel, like, you know, high school boys locker room type smell, to be honest. That's why I have it, because this is what I used to wear in high school, pretty much exclusively from year 8 to year 10. 2 years I used to wear this goddamn fragrance, and then after that I still wore it in year 11, and then in year 12 I sort of got into my fougères and I started wearing my grandfather's or my dad's fragrances. But until then, this served me for like a good 2-3 years. And so I remember this year I thought, hey, why don't I start, you know, rebuying my childhood scents, which are a lot more of those cheaper type scents. And the main one was Nautica Blue, and when I smelt it again, it took me way back to when I was younger. That's what's amazing about fragrances to me, and that's why I do this, is because the memories that are attached to these scents, the memories that were there and the memories that you're going to make with this scents. And this definitely took me back, and I've never worn this out. Pretty much exclusive home only wear for me. I wear this pretty much only after I've taken a shower. If you're a teenager or anything, there's much better scents out there, something like Nautica Voyage, any of the Jimmy Choo line, Versace Eros, they're all much better scents than Nautica Blue. But for the price and for the nostalgia, I definitely had to wear this a lot, and I wore this a ton out of the shower. You can see the dent in it. I got this bottle maybe 2 months ago. So in at number 5 is going to be a bit of controversial pick, if I'm going to be honest. I know I've put this in my most regrettable purchases video as an honorable mention, but it had to be here. Mont Blanc Individuele. It's got that raspberry tonka bean smell. You definitely get those two notes, but it's still that screechiness. Like I said in my last video, I'm mainly wearing this to the gym, really. I barely wear this out. I maybe wear this out of the shower and at the gym. One of those scents where I can definitely only wear with like a white t-shirt, jeans and sneakers type of look. When I first got it, I sort of was okay with the scent. It was sort of, you know, like I'll still wear it, but over time I haven't been able to grow into the scent, and that's annoyed me. In at number 4 is one of the clubbing kings. It's Versace Eros. There's 2 reasons why it's so high on the list. One of the reasons is during March and April, when I was meeting new people and reconnecting with friends, a lot of us went out to clubs and bars. And what do you want to wear when you go out to clubs and bars? Loud scents. And I'm not much of a clubbing person, and during COVID, I wasn't really wearing really loud scents. So when we got back into the clubbing scene, I didn't know what to wear. And so I looked at my collection and I was like, what do I wear? What do I wear? So exclusively in March and April, when we were going out clubbing a lot, I wore Versace Eros because that's the one that made the most sense to me. After that, I did switch up what scents I was wearing to the club, such as Black Orchid and a couple of others that are coming up on this list. But Versace Eros was my main driver in March and April. And so Versace Eros was actually one of my work scents. If you're a young person, I definitely think 3 or 4 sprays of this in an office setting are good enough. I think they've done really well for me. My coworkers really enjoyed this smell, and this was an exclusive work smell for me as well for a few months, which is why I've put such a dent into the second bottle. I've worn this a ton, and it was easy to wear at work. It was easy to wear out. This is definitely one of those scents that is for a very loud person. I would normally say if you're a person that wears, if you're a person that wears Black Orchid, you're not a person that's going to wear Versace Eros. But because of the nature of me being a fragrance fanatic, I've got both of them, and I do wear both of them. But in terms of clubbing, and if you just want to compliment getting machine, Versace Eros is your best bet. In at number 3 is a date night classic, and that one is Dolce & Gabbana's The One, Eau de Parfum. Is so easy to wear. Most people want to keep it for a date night. I think this is more of a Netflix and chill scent. I pretty much never wear it out. I've worn it this year to one formal occasion, and most of all the other times it's been to, a sleepover, or it's been chilling late night with friends. A lot of people around you that are close by in like a sort of cozy environment will like this scent. And this is definitely one of those scents which makes you feel cozy and calm. But yeah, Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP, classic, can't go wrong with it. Definitely something that a lot of women love and a lot of people love in general. It's definitely one that I would pretty much stick to home situations and, chilling, cooking something. This is where I imagine this scent really doing well. Starting off with the top 2 most worn fragrances, it is the Bomb Spice Bomb Extreme. This was one of the first scents that I ever got that, blew me away apart from Black Orchid. The first time I wore it was, we were going out with a group of friends to this festival, and I put on like 4 sprays, and we were waiting downstairs for a friend of ours to come down so we could go out. It's been about 10 minutes. I couldn't smell myself anymore, and I was like, what am I doing, I went back upstairs to my room, and then I sprayed it on like 8 or 9 times, and then I still couldn't smell myself, so I gave myself a couple more spritz again, and I'm pretty sure I choked every everyone out because I was wearing so much Spice Bomb Extreme. Since then, I've realized that this is one of those scents where, because of the spicy nature up the top of it, you're gonna go anosmic really quick when you overspray. So it's definitely one of those scents where, like, I used to overspray a lot. This is one of those scents which is just amazing, and it's surprising. It's one of those scents where I would recommend women can wear it as well. This is definitely leaning a bit unisex to me. It's not just an out and out masculine fragrance like some fragrances can be for men. In terms of occasions, I really think this is one of those scents where, like, winter, you're wearing a scarf. To me, this is a good designer alternative to Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. At first, you might not get the comparison, but I definitely feel like Tobacco Vanille and Spice Bomb Extreme are two sides of the same coin. And as a person who has both, when I don't want to wear Tobacco Vanille, when I don't want to come off that strong, I end up going with Spice Bomb Extreme. And a lot of the times where I would have worn Tobacco Vanille, I did end up wearing Spice Bomb Extreme just for that reason. If you love Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, you should definitely try Spice Bomb Extreme out as a designer alternative. In at number 1, my most worn scent this year, some of you probably guessed it. It is Club de Nuit Intense Man. We all know Aventus clone. To me, it's a lot more smoky and has that lemon pledge feel that a lot of people talk about with Club de Nuit Intense Man. I've gotten weird comments such as, this smells like roasted potatoes, or this smells like laundry detergent, but I've worn this more than any other fragrance by far. This and Spice Bomb Extreme, I've worn Spice Bomb Extreme and Club de Nuit Intense Man twice as much as the number 3 fragrance on this list. Like, I really went hard on the trigger with these two. With Club de Nuit Intense Man, I think it's because it's so easy to wear, because it has that sort of bergamot lemon type of smell at the start, which is good for warmer weather, but then it's got the smokiness as well in the bottom, which is good for colder weather. It really does make it the perfect scent to wear when you don't know what the hell to wear. I've worn this at work, I've worn this at family gatherings, I've worn this sometimes out with friends, but not a lot of times because I've got better scents to make people like me. This is definitely one of those scents where you won't get a lot of compliments, just because this does have a bit of old man-y type smell. When I did ask a lot of people, they were like, it does smell a bit old to me. This is definitely one of those scents which is like a dumb reach. You're going for groceries, you don't know what the hell to wear, so you'll wear Club de Nuit Intense Man, and that's why I've been able to wear it so much. So if I've had an emergency where I've had to go to the grocery store, I'll get out Club de Nuit Intense Man. If I just wanted to go to work and I'm getting a bit late, Club de Nuit Intense Man. Anyways, thank you all for watching. My next video is going to be my top 10 most complimented of 2021, which I know some of you are really looking forward to. I'm going to throw some curveballs in there because, to be honest, there are some curveballs in there. If you have anything to suggest, any more videos you want to see, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you next time.